and welcome to the demo of the first quarterly release of 2024. I'm Katie Hemphill, your Salesforce Product Manager, and I'm excited to share all of the upcoming enhancements. As you may remember from the sneak peek, the Salesforce team is changing how we release new enhancements into your application. Instead of constant updates that could impact your user experience, we are switching to a quarterly release cadence. This is to ensure that updates to Salesforce do not impact your day-to-day, but still bring you new and exciting features. Now let's jump into what is new with the first quarter release of 2024. Kicking us off, we have the Enhanced Campaign Selection module. You may have heard about this multiple times now, but we're switching up how campaigns can be added to your account for a seamless user experience that aligns across the business. And with the campaign selection changes, you will also see an update to how to create campaigns in Salesforce. This is especially relevant to any campaign managers or managers out there. And next we have updates to the map ribbon and map calculator with access directly to MindTickle for further training materials. And lastly, we'll cover a few system improvements that we have made overall to the system. Alright, so we've mentioned the campaign selection module a few times now, but let's take a look as to what it will actually do in your Salesforce. Firstly, if you know the name of your campaign that the client you are working with responded to, you can search immediately for it, just as you would today. This is so you can bypass straight to the creation screen without interruption. But if you don't know the name of the campaign, we now have a few quick questions that Salesforce will prompt you with to then properly assign the campaign for your account. Each question will guide you to the type of response your account may have responded to. For instance, if you met the account from a referral, you can click Yes, and then search for the account that referred you to the customer. This will link the account to the referral campaign and also link the original account. Let's jump into Salesforce and see how this actually works. On our new account screen, you'll notice after hitting lookup, we now are prompted for our primary campaign. Let's try searching for a campaign now. Let's say I had a fall event that took place, and this account is a response to that. Let's type in fall event. Salesforce couldn't find this event just from the 2 words that was given in the search. Because of that, we're now prompted to respond to our questions. So is this customer linked to an at-need family? In this instance, no, they're not, so I'm going to click no. Is it a referral? Nope, it's not. But if it was, I could click yes, and then search for the referred account. So let's say Katie Hemphill. And now I can see the Katie Hemphill accounts and link it to the record. But again, in this instance, we're not looking for a referral. This is a response to a local event. Is this customer linked to a location or company-sponsored program? And this one, we don't have a yes or no question. It is a pick list, so you'll come in here and click on corporate, local, or no. So if this was an event that maybe you had a table booth set up for, we would consider that a local event. If it was more of a corporate-sponsored event like a mailed seminar, you would click corporate. Or maybe those direct mailings or websites. Click on local, and now we'll immediately see any local campaigns that are available for this user's market. You can click on the campaign and then continue to create. And here we can now enter the further information prevalent to our account before hitting save, just as you would today. Now that we've seen how to select a campaign, let's walk through the new guided campaign creation process. Again, this is especially for campaign managers and managers, as counselors do not have access to create their own campaigns in Salesforce. On our campaign tab, we have a new button called New Campaign. We'll click on this, and be prompted for our new guided experience. The first question it's going to ask is what type of event is being held? And here we can select, is it being held at an SCI location? Or maybe it's a SCI sponsored event at a third-party location. Maybe it's even a printed advertisement or a digital advertisement. In this instance, let's go ahead and click on Grassroots SCI sponsored event at a third-party location and hit Next. Now it's going to ask us for what type of grassroots event this is being held at. So maybe it's being held at a festival or a table event for some kind of community event. So let's type in festival. And now I'll be prompted for just my parent campaigns for grassroots. I'll select my grassroots festival parent campaign and hit Next. Now is all the prevalent information I need for my campaign. So we've said it's a festival, but where exactly is it being held? Is there a name of the festival? And when is it being held? So let's go ahead and give our venue name. In this instance, we'll do just a general venue name, but you would give it a specific name that is prevalent to your event. When is it being held? Let's go ahead and put it for the 30th. And for our test market, and a budgeted amount. Now this could range from 0 to 1,000 to 5,000, whatever works best for your event. Hit Next. And one of the really cool things is, after we've finished entering all of our information, our campaign will automatically be submitted for approval. This means you no longer have to switch back and forth from Lightning to Classic for the Submit Approval button. Our team will be notified of the newly created campaign and will process it for approval. And with this new guided experience, when creating a campaign, you should see a decrease in those rejected campaigns, as this flow will automatically align with our naming conventions. Let's switch from campaigns now and talk about the map enhancements. Map has been a pretty important feature through the years, and it has grown bigger and bigger. Part of the wonders of Map is the conversation and guidance between team members and their manager. And to help with this, we now have the button on the Map calculator and Map ribbon that links directly to MindTickle. Now on our homepage, we have our Map ribbon, and we can click this Open MindTickle button to be taken directly to MindTickle. When you click this button, you will likely be prompted to sign in with Okta, but after clicking Sign in with Okta, you will be routed immediately into your training application. Again, this feature is also available on your map calculator itself as well. The Open MindTickle button is available here. Moving on to our last section, you'll likely see me refer to this in the future releases similarly. This is our system improvement section. It may not be as flashy as the other enhancements, but it serves to better refine the Salesforce application for your user experience. And you may even see a couple of bugs you've encountered in the past be solved. And today we'll be reviewing these items specifically. The ACV phone number is masked as ones stuck, account auto transfers with inactivity, auto completion of appointments, and data retention. When an ACV lead has a service date in the future, the phone number was masked with ones. We've encountered a bug that was not unmasking the phone number after the service date occurred. This is now fixed, and your phone number should automatically unmask as expected. Our team was also notified of accounts being automatically transferred incorrectly based off of inactivity. We identified the error that was inaccurately identifying accounts as inactive, so this will also now be fixed in your Salesforce. So the only time that you should see accounts transferred to your manager is when you have not had an activity on your newly created account within 3 days since the creation. And to ensure everyone's Salesforce is maintained and clean, we will now have an automation in place that will mark appointments as completed by system user if the appointment is not updated 7 days after the scheduled end time takes place. So again, if you are not going in and completing your appointments and updating that appointment follow-up screen, within 7 days, the system will do that for you, but it will mark it as completed by system user rather than completed presentation given, completed no presentation given. In that same vein, we have also conducted a cleanup of historical items through our data retention policy. Records including activities 3 years or older that have not been touched since then have been archived. They are still accessible via our archival system, but are not mudding up your Salesforce. So items that were dating back from previous CRM systems like a loss have been essentially archived and removed from the system so that you're not seeing a bunch of old records that aren't prevalent to your day-to-day. All right, so this closes out our first quarterly release of 2024. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about these incredible features, and if you have any questions or encounter any issues, please reach out to the Salesforce team by emailing csa@sci-us.com.